I want you to just imagine seeing this headline flash across your screen. Micron, one of the world's biggest memory chip makers, is completely killing its 29-year-old consumer brand, Crucial.
Welcome to DeepResearchGlobal.com podcast.
And this isn't some quiet restructuring. We're talking about a brand that was, for millions of people, their first ever PC upgrade.
It really was. I mean, Crucial was just synonymous with reliable, affordable RAM and SSDs. And after almost 3 decades, Micron is just walking away.
It's a strategic earthquake. And as analysts, our mission today is to really unpack this. Why kill a successful consumer brand? And more importantly, what does this tell you about the power of the AI boom?
It's a massive signal. This is a microcosm of the entire tech industry transforming right before our eyes.
Yeah.
You have these low-margin consumer products on one side,
Right.
And on the other, this insatiable, nonstop, and frankly, extremely lucrative demand from AI data centers.
So the key takeaway from our analysis is pretty stark. Micron is stopping all Crucial sales by early 2026 to go all in on specialized high-bandwidth memory HBM.
And the ripple effect is already here. I mean, look at the projections. We're expecting conventional DRAM prices to surge somewhere between 18 and 23%.
This quarter alone.
This quarter. That's an explosion.
So let's get into the specifics of this calculated exit. Micron is officially discontinuing everything. All the Crucial RAM modules, all the SSDs globally by February 2026.
And to be fair, they are doing a slow wind down. It's an 18-month process.
Right.
And for anyone who already owns Crucial products, they've confirmed that all existing warranties and customer support will be honored.
Okay, but for an investor, the real question is the financial why. Why do this?
It's because the consumer unit, while recognizable, was just not a major contributor to their bottom line. It was, strategically expendable.
Low margin, high competition.
Exactly. You're fighting price wars every single day. Micron's chief business officer basically said it plainly. The AI growth demanded they shift their capacity to, and I'm quoting here, strategic customers in evolving markets.
And strategic customers is just code for hyperscalers, right?
It's Google, Amazon, Microsoft, NVIDIA. You're moving away from selling a single stick of RAM for a few dollars of profit to signing these massive multi-year volume contracts that are worth billions.
And the investor community seems to get it. The stock took, a tiny dip initially?
Maybe 2 or 3%,
Yeah.
but it's still up over 100% for the year. Wall Street is betting on the long-term AI strategy. They see where the money is.
Which takes us right to the AI prize. This is all about high bandwidth memory, or HBM.
Right. And HBM isn't just faster RAM. It's a completely different architecture. You're vertically stacking memory chips on top of each other.
Why is that stacking so important for AI?
It's all about bandwidth. AI models are colossal, and they need to access huge amounts of data instantly. Stacking the chips shortens the data pathways, which lets the memory talk to the AI processor at just an incredible speed. It's absolutely essential.
And the demand numbers are just staggering.
They are. Take NVIDIA's new GB200 chip. That needs 192 gigabytes of HBM per GPU. AMG's MI350 needs 288 gigabytes. I mean, your high-end gaming PC looks like a toy next to these things.
And for Micron, the revenue from that is already exploding. The HBM sales hit $2 billion in the last quarter alone.
That's an $8 billion annual run rate. It just completely dwarfs anything the consumer business could ever generate.
But here's the risk, isn't it? Micron is currently a pretty small player in the HBM space.
A very small player. Right now, SK Hynix has over 50% of the market. Samsung has over 40%. Micron is sitting at a modest 5%.
So they're betting the entire company on a market where they're currently number 3.
They are. But it's a calculated bet. They know the hyperscalers need a third major supplier for diversification, and they're banking on their next generation HBM4 to leapfrog the competition.
To do that, they need every single resource they can get their hands on.
Every single one. And that's the core issue here. It's about wafer allocation. Memory is made on silicon wafers, and the AI industry wants to consume every single wafer the world can produce.
So a wafer used for a cheap, Crucial SSD is a wafer they can't sell to Google for a massive premium.
Precisely. The consumer line wasn't just low margin. It was actively getting in the way of their most profitable future. It became a drag they had to cut.
Okay, so what does the supply shock mean for the rest of the market, for businesses, for consumers?
Well, the numbers are pretty concerning. As we said, TrendForce is forecasting that conventional DRAM, the memory in normal laptops and servers, will climb up to 23% this quarter.
Just because that production capacity is being shifted over to HBM.
Exactly. HBM scarcity is creating scarcity for everything else. And for PC builders and enthusiasts, this is a particularly jarring piece of news.
I'm already seeing the frustration online. On Reddit and X, people are posting screenshots of RAM prices that are already up 150, sometimes 200% this year.
And Crucial's exit makes that worse. They were often the brand that kept prices in check. With them gone, you have fewer options, which could lead to, well, less competitive pricing from the remaining players.
So this is a perfect storm for sustained high prices for the foreseeable future.
It is. And yet, if you're looking at this from a pure investment standpoint, Wall Street is thrilled. 26 analysts rate the stock a buy. The consensus is that this move shows confidence and focus.
It's all about that long-term AI demand.
Right. Which brings us to the bigger picture. When does this supply crunch actually end?
And the timeline doesn't look great, does it? The projections I've seen suggest we won't see any real relief until Micron's new fabs in Singapore and Japan are fully online.
And that's probably late 2026 at the earliest, maybe even 2027. This pivot really exposes how dependent the entire global tech ecosystem is on just a handful of suppliers.
We're basically seeing the memory market split in two.
A total bifurcation. You have one lane for premium high-cost HBM that's reserved for the data centers, and then you have another much more constrained lane for everybody else. Micron made its choice.
It's the clearest sign yet that the AI infrastructure boom is now the single most powerful driver in the entire semiconductor market. It's overriding everything else.
And that leads me to a final thought for you to consider. We've established that this shift is driving up costs for everyone. So if every major manufacturer keeps prioritizing HBM, at what point does the cost of building this AI infrastructure start to slow down innovation for affordable consumer tech? Things like new laptops, smartphones, maybe even VR headsets.
It's a price war for resources.
It's a ferocious price war. And right now, the consumer is losing that fight.
Thank you for listening. Subscribe to deepresearchglobal.com for more latest business news briefs, company analysis, and investment insights.